Thank you, Sue, and happy Thursday to all. This is Carla Thornton playing with CLT's Transformation Life Coaching. I hope everyone's having a wonderful and blessed Thursday thus far. Before I actually start the video that I'm going to be continuing on, it's been a series of the 8 key principles for running a successful business. Today, I'll be going over the fifth key principle for running a successful business. Before I actually do that today, you all, I would actually like to do a big shout out, say a couple of shout outs. The first shout out, I wanted to send a big shout out to my daughter, Carl Thornton. Carl Thornton, Mama loves you, and also to Gloria. I didn't actually get a chance to jump on last night and tell you thank you for my facial. I did my 60-minute facial actually with my daughter. And if anyone wants some information in regards to how to get in contact with her in regards to do a facial, just send me a DM, email me, or give me a call, and I give you that information. But I want to tell you thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Was actually relaxed. I'm always actually relaxed after I leave you, baby girl. So thank you so so much. Actually, it felt very very good, very relaxing, as well as something on the 60-minute facial that I noticed that you did that you didn't do that you don't get for a 30-minute facial is the massage on these beautiful hands and arms. So a shout out to Gloria. Thank you for that. It felt really really good, very very relaxing, and I actually needed that after the last couple of weeks I've had. So thank you, both ladies. Big shout out to them. The second shout out I want to do today, really quick before I start my video, is happy birthday to Uncle Keith. Keith Kurt, you know who you are. Hugs and kisses and birthday wishes from Texas. Okay, so love you. Enjoy your birthday. So like I said, you probably hadn't heard from me. I know I was trying to do this series every week, and I believe I wasn't able to do one last week. So we're going over today. It's going to be the fifth key principle for running a successful business. It's going to be a short one, but very, very important as far as the key principle, and that's in regards to data tracking. Okay. First of all, I want to say feelings are not actually facts. Data gives you the reality. So in other words, is if you're actually setting goals and you're tracking, doing the data, and you're actually tracking how you say for your business goals. In other words, it's not based on emotion or I had a good week or I had a bad week. In other words, they're not facts. Okay. They're just that, just feelings. Okay. Whether you had a good, bad week. In order to run a successful business, you have to have the data. Okay. You want to do the data tracking. Okay. And that's tracking monitor key metric numbers. Like I'm going to go over that. So what does that mean, Carla? Track and monitor key metric numbers like your revenue. Revenue is the amount of money a company receives or your business from its primary business activities, such as sales of products or services. Okay. The next one's going to be leads generate or your leads generation or leads that you generate. Okay, is a person who and what leads mean is a person who is interested in the product or service that you sell. Could be from your warm or cold market. Okay. The next one's going to be your conversion rate. That's the percentage of users who take the desired action in response to marketing efforts or specific CTA, which is a call to action. Okay. And in other words, that's the percentage of people who take the desired action, like a call to action, whether it's actually reaching out to you, giving you a call, sending you an email, chatting up with you in regards to your marketing, okay, that you put out there. Okay. Website social traffic, the percentage of user who take the desired action. Once again, whether giving you a call, send you an email, chatting with you, in response to marketing efforts on a specific call to action, a CTA, and if that can be paid, okay, or organic, okay. An engagement rate, if this is applicable. Engagement rate is a marketing metric to determine the number of people actively engaged with a particular content or brand from the pool of entire audience or reach on social media platform or website. The engagement is based on likes, clicks, comments, and social sharing of the content. Okay. Now, I wanted to go over real quick, trying to break this down for you. Okay. Put it in a nutshell. For me, and you can use Google Analytics. In other words, you can use several depends on the platforms you're on. And like the platforms I'm not on, what I was going to say, most apps that you currently use, and I know like for myself, have those above metrics for you to use, like YouTube. I'm on YouTube. If you go, you're going to see those analytics. It's going to give you that information. Okay. If you're on Facebook, it does as well. Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, pretty much any social platform that you actually work on is going to have those metrics for you. It's actually about you setting your desired goals, whether it's for the week, every day, or monthly, yearly, however. And I would break them down. Some people actually break their metrics down in a day. I actually like doing mine by week, and some people do it by month. But all those platforms are going to show those metrics for you, okay? And then you can actually compare, and they'll definitely tell you the reality, if you will, not based on emotions, if you actually had a good or bad week. Because sometimes, like I said, if we're not going by the metrics, a person can say, oh, I had a horrible week, I had a bad week, or I had a good week. And you might even think that you had a bad week. And then when you go look at those metrics, you actually didn't. Okay. So they're going to tell the truth versus based on emotions. Okay. Or even if you had a good week, you might, believe that you actually did. Could have been better. And actually might not have been as good as week as you thought. But once again, it's important to just, how you say, check on those metrics. Okay. Analyze trends, make decisions based on patterns. Once again, not emotions. Okay. I'm so sorry, you guys. There's a little net or something flying around in my room. I do apologize. It's actually like a slide. So it's in my face. So I do apologize. And I'm gonna give you an example. If you see Instagram Reels giving you 10 times more leads than static posts, you shift more of your energy towards Reels. In other words, is on Instagrams, you can do Reels live, so like I said, posts or whatever. But in other words, if you're checking your analytics, like your metrics on Instagram, and it's showing you Reels is giving you 10 times more leads than a static post, like a regular post, then you want to shift that energy more towards Reels because it's actually what is actually working for you. Okay. Know your vital numbers and track them weekly or monthly. Okay. Adjust strategy based on actual numbers, not emotion. So in other words, is what I'm doing right now, and I'm actually summing up what we went over, which is how you say what we talked about today, data tracking. That's the fifth key principle for running a successful business. To actually sum it up is know your vital numbers, okay, and track them weekly or monthly is actually the best thing to do. Adjust strategy based on actual numbers, not your emotions. So track real data, not guesswork, if you will. Okay. And like I said, today was actually going to be a short video, and that was actually in regards, but very, very important, no less than any of those other key principles for running a successful business. And that was the fifth key principle for running a successful business is data tracking. Okay. I hope everyone, like I said, is having a wonderful Thursday, and I hope that the rest of your Thursday is a wonderful and blessed one. And I'll actually be talking to you all soon. Bye for now.